Welcome back, everyone, to my weekly Dragon Oracle card series. The Dragon card for this week, the week of August 3rd, 2025, is the Black Dragon from Saturn. So these Black Dragons from Saturn, they help us to bring our wisdom through spiritual discipline. They also help us to concentrate and focus on our ultimate vision, and they remind us that we are allowed to congratulate ourselves when we pass tests. We've passed a test. So the biggest impression that came through as I was pulling this card is that we are now at a stage, if you think about, once again, the cards that have been pulled prior, we've been on this progression here of this ascension, and we are bringing that higher wisdom down through us into manifesting that in our daily lives. And so to me, the impression that came through is that we are continuing to fine tune and kind of hone in on our skill sets relative to how we can bring our higher wisdom into our lives. My name is Gia, and I am an intuitive psychic energy reader and healer. And I would love to offer a reading for you to bring through this supportive energy of these Black Dragons from Saturn. If you reach out to me this week, I will offer you a discount on this reading, and we can schedule that at any time. So continuing with the message from these Black Dragons from Saturn, so think about, as we are bringing down that higher wisdom, as we've been able now more to balance looking through our human eyes and the eyes of our soul, bringing our higher consciousness and higher wisdom down into our human experiences. And now we get to really take a look at how do we fine tune that? How do we move that into the different aspects of our lives on a daily basis? So one of the things that I wanted to mention are, how do you bring discipline, spiritual discipline, into your life? You don't have to necessarily have a specific spiritual practice where you meditate every day at a certain time every day. Absolutely, you certainly can do that. And that, of course, is a wonderful way to bring that discipline into your life. But think about this as well, breath work, mindfulness and self-reflection, connecting with nature. These are also ways that we can begin to bring a spiritual awareness into our daily lives. So maybe what you do is treat yourself to a walk in nature every morning, or once a week, or whenever you might be able to fit that in. You may very well, find some time even when you're driving to work or on the train or taking a walk or walking your dogs, just to self-reflect. And meditation does not always need to happen when you're sitting in lotus and eyes closed and all of that. Your life itself can be your meditation. So this is the impression that's coming through, is that we are now at a stage in our ascension where we are able to discern the ways that we can make our lives a meditation through every experience that we do, even in our work and also in our play and every time in between. So I have also been nudged to look again at a symbol. So this seems as though Spirit is going to have me do this as part of this series going forward. So a symbol is a technique that you can use, that I use in my healing practice. It is an opportunity to take a look at a symbol that represents energetically the energy that we want to look at, the energy that we may want to move out of our energy field. Symbols also sometimes come through as affirmations. So what I'm going to do now is pause the recording and take a look at a symbol, and I'll come back and let you know the messages that come through with that symbol. All right, I'm back. So the symbol that came through is a pile of sticks and twigs and branches. So the message with this symbol is, now sticks and twigs and branches that were cut from trees. So the tree is symbolic of our lives, our individual lives, and our experiences. And let's face it, our life experiences aren't always great. So sometimes we do feel like we've got the challenges that are kind of represented in those cut branches, like not giving that tree a chance to live with that extension, that extended branch fully. It gets cut off. You know, maybe the tree branch was gonna interfere with some electrical cables and stuff, and we wanted our house to be safe. So metaphorically, the branches represent our life experiences, and we're that tree, and sometimes, you know, those challenges, those limbs get chopped off. So, but the other aspect of this is, look at what this can be as a resource. So what can this wood do? It can be fuel for a fire. I can provide warmth. We can use this wood to create houses and homes and shelters for ourselves. So this is about utilizing those life experiences as those resource opportunities, that source material for where we can then focus our spiritual attention on our ascension path. So using that as a building block, as a strength to start from, and say, you know what, this thing happened in this way, but I learned this about it, or this aspect of myself has been revealed to me so that I can build on this and move forward. So this message of this symbol, of this pile of twigs and sticks and branches, is, okay, time to organize it. Time to say, okay, these really large branches and logs can be the fuel for the fire. These smaller twigs and sticks, maybe we even want to build a nest for the birds that we're seeing outside. So, or we can weave a basket out of the smaller twigs, you know, weave a basket for us to carry our harvest in. So the discipline, the disciplinary aspect of this card, bringing our wisdom through spiritual discipline, is through this symbol, it is the discipline of recognizing and sorting through this pile of twigs and sticks and logs and branches and giving them purpose. Giving them purpose. Yes, the tree has been injured, so to speak. We've been wounded in our lives, so to speak, or literally, or figuratively. But how can we reframe that? How can we take our experience and learn from it, or grow from it, or use it as a foundation to realize the strength that we can gain from that experience? Congratulate yourself. You have survived your difficulties in life, your challenges in life. You are still here today in this present moment on August 3rd, 2025. Celebrate that. Celebrate every life experience that has gotten you to this point. You've made it. So this is a beautiful message for us to carry forward. Think about this week. What are the things in your life that you can maybe take some time to fine tune and reframe into an opportunity for that spiritual discipline? You know, maybe there is a longer commute that you have on your way to work, and you can turn on some music that can help quiet your mind or help you reflect. Maybe you're walking your dog and you can take a longer route, or a route that walks more through nature. Maybe you can consider treating yourself to self-care, like a massage or energy healing, or a reading with me. So, yes, what a beautiful message. Let's carry this knowing that we have survived our lives, our human experiences up to this point, and we have so much more to look forward to. And where can we fine tune opportunities to bring through that higher wise knowledge in a disciplined way, in a focused way, in an intentional way, to manifest into all aspects of our lives. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment if you have any thoughts about that. If you want to share anything about your experiences last week, I'd be happy to read those comments and reply to those comments. All right, until next time.